So my mic is playing along, but my AirPods are not. This is I don't know if this has happened to anybody. I haven't checked, but it's making this like wind gushing noise in the AirPods. Like it is just so bad. It's like creating tinnitus in my ears. Tinnitus? I don't know. Anyway, welcome to another live stream. My name's Adam. I do this thing called Frictionless, which is a name that I've like adopted to just I don't know, encapsulate all the different business apps and SaaS that I work on. Like we had said before, I think we're hovering at 46K a month right now on primarily or entirely vibe coded apps or apps that have a large degree of AI in them. This is what I do now. I used to be a software developer. I opened up shop at some point to do that. And now I generate things that interest the hell out of me. And I love every day doing it. And today I want to share with you an app that I've been creating for a little bit called Drivel, which you can access right now if you go to drivel.app, drivel.app. And what it is an app about conversation about places. So again, I always like to say it's like Facebook and Foursquare had this like illegitimate, love child thing or whatever, but set into a very unique art style. If you're familiar with the Art Ghibli art style, I'm giving you a nice little like spot here to take a look at. If you're familiar with this type of art style, that's what the app is. So I'll give you a tour. But it's the idea here is just making the normal places around you just a little bit more whimsical, a little bit more fun, but then hosting conversation on anything. And when I say anything, I truly mean anything. It can be something as small as a bus shelter. It could be something larger like a Chipotle or a Panera or a kid's splash pad or something even bigger like a terminal at an airport. It doesn't matter. The point is Drivel can host that conversation, and all you need to do is claim that place, which can be done by anybody. Anybody can use this app, walk somewhere, claim a place, give it a name, and then at that point, you're the moderator, in effect, of that place, which I think is pretty neat. I don't know anything like this that has really existed to this level. Definitely some people are going to say that Yelp has something similar, right? Because you're leaving reviews and you're talking about places. But the goal here is Yelp is all very focused on point of interest, meaning a restaurant, a bar, a hotel, what have you. Drivel is the unplace of interest service. We don't care about places of interest. I think everything is a place of interest, not just some big database of what they determine it is. A great example, I live in near a town center. And that town center has a little splash pad there. And, we exchange information with other people at the splash pad, or the other day somebody had left something there, kind of like a lost and found. And Drivel provides an awesome utility for people that are near that place to interact with other people who have been or might be there. And now holds this sort of like time graph of a place, which I think is really neat. I don't think that that's ever occurred before. So anyway, we built the app already. And I say app, it's actually a web app right now, a progressive web application. It is mobile friendly, very mobile friendly. It looks a lot like Reddit, except in the Art Ghibli style. Ghibli. I've been saying Ghibli. I don't know now if I'm doing it on purpose or not. But the main point is it's out there. You can go sign up right now. And what this stream is a marketing sprint that I'm in the middle of for the next 2 weeks on getting it out to the most amount of people as possible. Now, we've made some theses, and I want to show you where things started. So the best way to do that is to log you into Facebook here and actually show you what the ads themselves look like, and then we'll work backwards. So if we're taking a look at the meta ads that we use right now, you can see, this is what our placements look like. I wanted to index really highly on this idea of like sort of cuteness, maybe. Is cuteness the right term? So kind of cuteness, right? I think we do have some issues, obviously, with like text placement. You can kind of see we're getting past the safe area. And I think that's actually pretty cool. But yeah, cuteness, coziness, quiet places, conversation, etc. And those ads have been kicking off for the last couple days. I think we have data from Thursday of last week, if I'm not mistaken. And so what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and do today and yesterday. Now, I've had these set up for a little bit. We're going to go into campaigns. And I want to show you the difference between a few of these campaigns here. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. So let's get rid of this breakdown for just a second. We're going to remove the breakdown. Okay, so get out of here. Actually, you know what? Let me go into campaigns. And let's go over here. So a couple different campaigns. I had a thesis that I wanted to evaluate originally was, is there a particular age or gender that resonates the most with this particular style? And so the idea, I wanted to answer this question. And I felt the best way to do that was actually to turn up the music just a little bit. I felt the best way to determine that was run some ads, get them over to the marketing page, and then see if people sign in. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So here's our marketing page. Okay. This is our marketing page. It just says claim a place, start talking. You scroll down, it gives you more information about the app. It's all really cozy. One of the things I wanted to highlight here is just how the app works. We're showing the style. Okay. That was interesting. That didn't work. Anyway, big point here is that once they get to the marketing page, they click on join the waitlist. And then after they join the waitlist, something, let's call it special, happens. Let me see if I already have this open. So as soon as they click on join waitlist, now I consider that an incredibly high intent action. Think about it. This person is entering an email address. They're already giving up an email address. And then it says join waitlist. So they know that they're not going to get this immediately. So this is pretty high intent. This is somebody who's interested. First question we asked them in a survey, what did you think you were signing up for? Conversations tied to places, interesting places nearby, etc. And so then after we click that, then I wanted to validate that people gave a shit about this kind of art style uniqueness that we've got here. So I'm going to show you this. So I actually wanted to remind them, show them the art style again, little toggle slider back and forth. And then I said, what do you think of it? How unique does this style feel? Very, extremely. How interesting does it feel? Say very. And then finally, a third question, and this is the most important one, is we ask them the types of places that they're the most interested in. Cafes, schools, shops, sports, faith, etc. And most importantly, if you claimed a place, how interested would you be in moderating it? Now, this is a foundational. This is a foundational aspect of Drivel, is that anybody can claim a place and it automatically becomes the moderator. There is no just totally, I don't want to say unvetted, that's probably the wrong term, but no long approval process, no like validation. We got to know who you are, no KYC bullshit. It is just, who are you? Just create an account, claim a place, doesn't matter where it is, no matter how big, how small, and then become the moderator. And so this is an attempt to see the people that are the most likely to do that, because then we're going to go after those people. So with that said, we're going to do a couple things tonight. So tonight, I say tonight because it's 8 o'clock. We're going to take a look first at how our ads have been performing. And so we have two different campaigns. We have this one campaign over here. Let me drag this over here for just a second. Let's see. Yeah. So basically, we have two major campaigns. One of those campaigns, let's go ahead and refresh really quick. One of those campaigns let's see, the trusted. Yeah, so if we take a look, one of those campaigns is actually targeted at anywhere. So you can, it's literally targeted anywhere. The other campaign is actually about specific genders and ages. So I created this campaign over here that is just women 25 to 45. And you might say, why women 25 to 45? Well, when we did our larger campaign, which is this one, the amount of people that actually converted, meaning people that went and registered for it, were primarily women in the 25 to 45 range. And so this was an easy idea to say, okay, well, that's who's responding the most. So let's make our campaign just talk to that person. That's what we did. So this campaign up here, it's Riville, Virginia, 25 to 45. So on the last stream, what I decided is that we need to gather density in one particular area. Because what I don't want to do is I don't want to get 100 users and they're just spread over the country. Because then what's going to happen is it's just, I call it like empty room syndrome. And that's probably not like a real name of it. But I remember this one time there was an event that I had gone to. It was a car event. And they had rented out a very large hotel ballroom. And it was this like enormous, massive hotel ballroom. And they had a DJ and a bunch of tables. But the problem was they only had like 40 people that ended up coming, which is like, maybe that's a decent amount. The ballroom was so freaking huge. The tiny little like DJ stand, it just looked awful. And I don't want to create that. So we need density in a specific spot. I live around Virginia. My idea is let's just go ahead and hit Virginia in general. Actually, I say Virginia now. It's actually in DC. And so we're hitting just DC with this. And so we're looking for women 25 to 45 in DC. And so far, we've seen 8 results specifically around that. Our cost per conversion is $5.39, which is not low, but it's also not the end of the world. You can see it's actually trailing this result over here. Now, I did want to look at, kind of just to sum up here before we get started, I did want to make sure that our audience is correct. So one thing that Facebook does when you have advanced audience or Advantage Plus audience, you're really giving it like suggestions of who to advertise to. And as I understand it, let's go ahead and, where is it? Dynamic audience, there we go. So these are suggestions. Now, suggestion, female 25 to 45. However, locations are hard, meaning the location is not a suggestion. The minimum age is not a suggestion. Facebook will enforce that because obviously they know that an advertiser that's in DC doesn't want to pay for an ad in Kansas. So that is enforced. So I can confidently say that the people that are here are definitely in and around the DC area. And so again, we're seeing $5.39. That's for people who go all the way through. And so let's go back to campaigns. I'm going to show you a couple different statistics while we're here. Cost per landing page view. So landing page view for our non-region specific. Let me blow this up. There we go. Also, pro tip, do not, when you're looking at meta ads, never, ever, ever use clicks. Clicks are bullshit because what clicks measure is any click on the ad unit, which could be a like, a comment, an expand. It could be going to your page, or it could be going to the actual landing page. And so Facebook loves to show link clicks because it inflates the hell out of what you think you're getting to your site. And they really don't publicize the fact that it's really a landing page view that you care about. So in any case, that's what we want to go ahead and concentrate on. So we can see our landing page view is 79 cents for the, call it national one, $1.35 for our hyper local one in DC. So that's what one of the things we're going to work on today is we're going to do a better job of, we're going to do a much better job of building this out for the guy who said, what are you making? Drivel.app. It is a location-based Reddit. Think about it like Reddit, where every location becomes a subreddit and you are the moderator. You can actually download it right now if you go to app.drivel.app if you want, and we'll let you into the beta, especially if you do it during this stream. But kind of jumping back into the marketing sprint here, because this is the stuff that you kind of wish that everybody would tell you and nobody ever does. Here's our hyperlocal campaign. Again, this is DC only, $1.35 per click. And then we can see that out of that $1.35, it is taking us $5.39. So cost factor of maybe 4. So our conversion rate's about 25%. So we're going to go now into PostHog. And PostHog is what we use for all of our data analysis. I cannot speak highly enough about PostHog. PostHog is fantastic. I have become just such a believer in this. It gives you so much information. So let's get out of here. And one of my favorite things that we can do inside of PostHog is we can watch session replays of exactly what users are doing. And so this is how I'm able to validate, as somebody comes in, how much are they reading? Are they really going down? Are they taking a look at the marketing page, or are they just making a super duper quick assessment and then just moving on? Also, I'm going to pause right here because I want to tell you something. Let me jump down. So marketing, as I call myself a recovering developer. As a recovering developer, one of the hardest things for me is marketing. It's just not a freaking skill that I've ever had reps at. And so when I opened up my firm, one of the big components of our firm was marketing. This was years ago. And so we had to get good at marketing. We had to understand that I have some really good people that work with me, but as part of that, we have to know how to do it ourselves. And so marketing is based primarily on us trying certain things. I'm going to show you how we do that even inside of PostHog. So I'm going to show you this because I think this is pretty neat. If you guys are looking at this right here. So this is our marketing page, and you can see as the person scrolls down, we're showing them what a place looks like. And then we can see that we've got our little comments thread down here because I wanted to show people, hey, every place has a comments thread. That's like a foundation of what we're doing. And then I noticed that there was a little bit of a drop-off on people that were scrolling down. And I think it's because too many comments were there. I think it was mucking things up. And so one of the awesome features of PostHog, which I'm not sponsored, but I wish I was, is experiments. And so I'm going to jump into experiments and show you guys what that looks like. So you can create an experiment inside of PostHog and then funnel that into your app. And so this is what we did. So we did an experiment right here, and just to help you navigate kind of the PostHog page. This is an experiment. I know it's super freaking information dense, like crazy information dense, right? What this shows us are the two different variations for the experiment. In this case, comments and not comments. And then beside that, we can see value. And my original thesis was that no comments, meaning we don't show comments under there, presents a cleaner interface. And so far we can see that we've actually seen a higher conversion. So 16% of people converted after seeing it versus 9%. That's a freaking substantial, that's a substantial difference. I'm impressed by that. So that was one of our first experiments that we did. We're getting there. I'm going to run this for probably another week at most. But so for right now, that's giving us our 16.28% conversion of people who come there. They ultimately sign up for the app. So for whomever asked that, that is the answer. Or I might have just told myself. I'm not sure. Okay. So I wanted to look at session replay today, and one of the hairs up my ass I had the other day was looking at the demographic that we see. So again, going back into Facebook ads, the demographic that I see, if I go into Facebook ads and I go to breakdown by age, I'll show you. We can see 25 You know, it's interesting. This is skewed a little bit since yesterday. This is kind of interesting. I'm going to see if I can try and talk this through. I know it's not that easy to understand if somebody else is driving, right? But if you take a look here, and I just realized this is like over my freaking shoulder. Let me try this. So if we take a look somewhere, there you go. If I take a look here, God, this is like, I have to figure out how to do. Okay. So if we take a look here, this shows all of our ads, right? And then this is our one campaign. This is our other campaign right here. Okay. The only difference between this campaign and this campaign is that one of them is hyperlocal, meaning this one is just for DC. This one is national. Okay. The two of them, well, let's see how far I can go. Okay. If you look at this row over here, my registration cost is $4 per person. The row up here, my registration cost is $5.50 per person. And so these are all of my ladies in what do you call it, in DC. And so I can see that the 25 to 45, here's my completions, 3 completions, 2 completions, 2 completions. So that's pretty good. So our numbers are good. I'm happy with where they are. You got a couple folks that are, 55 to 64. Hell yeah, man. Let's go. 45 to 54. Hell yeah. Still doing it. Okay. So I have this thesis that I would like to test, and I started in on it yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to fix it because the stream was running long, and I'll just be honest, I was just getting tired. And I was starting to just freaking, I don't know, like I wasn't making any sense. I'm not going to listen to that stream today. But what we did figure out is that with this particular demographic, can we alter our aesthetic just a little bit? Maybe make something that is a little bit more, I don't know, different than what we're looking at. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the cringiest thing ever. There is some science to this. We're going to do the cringiest thing ever, and we're going to come up with a view that is a little bit more, let's call it soft. Maybe something more appealing to the fairer sex. I don't know. I mean, I'm just making guesses here. And so we'd already created it. We started on it yesterday. And I think the way we do it is hero equals light. So okay. So here is our hero. So I hate this. Damn it. All right. The experiment I wanted to do was to really bring that Ghibli screen out. So I'm just going to say on the light hero, the, what do we call this? The screen on top of the hero background is 2 and can't see the image behind it. Okay. So we're going to try and blow this out a little bit. And the image that we're going to use is this one right here. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. I'm going to swap it to this image, which is this like not that faithful version of DC. Okay. My hope is that I get some mileage by showing the monuments in here, and now I'm advertising to people in DC. You get it? Like maybe they see it and they're like, oh, there's a monument. Okay. This is about me. So this is just taking us one step further on what you would call contiguous ads. And again, guys, I'm learning this every day with you. Ads change every day. There's always more to be learned. This is the stuff that's exciting to me. It's also the stuff that I wish somebody else was streaming about. I don't want to say that like, the development streams are played out. They're not. But to be honest with you, this is actually where the money is made. It's not if you build it, they will come. Like, I'm just telling you, man, that is not where the money is. The money is marketing it, getting people to share the damn thing. If you can crack that nut, you can have the shittiest application, web app, mobile app, doesn't matter. You can have the biggest piece of shit and it will still fly if you market the hell out of it. There are so many people who have just become, I don't want to say overnight successes, but have just had flash in the pan success. And honestly, good for them. Like, good for them. Okay. Stepping off the soapbox. Let's look at, what do I want to look at? So we're gonna see if we can bring a little bit more of that screen in, not that screen, I'm sorry. We're gonna bring a little bit more of this image in. Right here. Okay. Jeez, I'm gonna say even more. So this is definitely giving us a lot more whimsy. Is that what you call this, whimsy? I don't know. I think it's something. So we'll see if we can get. Also, I want to add a little bit more motion here. I don't know if you noticed, but there actually is motion, but it's very slow. This motion is kind of taking up a lot of the airwaves here. Nobody asked, but I'll tell you guys. What you're staring at right now is V0, or I call it VO. I don't know how you say it, to be honest. I probably should. I'm a top 1% creator on VO. I have multiple accounts. Together, they make over, it's like 40,000 prompts that I've made between my two accounts. It's crazy. I use this every single day, hours per day. Everybody hates me. I'm the guy who's on my freaking phone all day. And if you look over, I guarantee you're just seeing me use VO on my phone because this shit's exciting. All right. Reduce the overlay even more. I want to see more of this good. All right. And so our experiment today is we're going to go ultimate cuteness, mainly around our dark and light mode. Okay. So I'm going to guide you guys through that, doing an experiment using PostHog and VO. I'm going to show you what it takes. It's super freaking simple. And we're just going to validate a thesis that the cuter we make it, the more people want to use it. Crazy. Let me see. Reduce the light overlay. So we're getting a lot more of this. But have you noticed that this is... man. I wish this was transparent. I wish the join the waitlist was transparent, don't you? Damn. Scroll down. Let's see what things look like. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to say when the hero is light, the rest of the site has no contrast, right? Look at this. Not good. So let's let it chug on that. Okay. Back to introduction. Sorry, I got super distracted. I have massive ADHD. You're going to see that quite a bit. I'm a top 1% VO creator across the entire community of VO. I love VO. It's the thing I do. This is VO that we're looking at. VO allows you to build code. And I was originally using Cursor just because I'm a software developer kind of by career, by training. I migrated away from Cursor when I realized that marketing was the nut that I wanted to crack as opposed to just making code. I know that sounds weird as a software developer, but it's like there's no money in code right now. Anybody can create fucking anything. It's all about how to market it, and I'd rather get there. What we're looking at is VO, and the model that I'm using specifically, I believe I'm still using 5.6 Sol. I am. Yep. So this is 5.6 Sol. Yep. GPT 5.6 Sol. It's one of the more expensive models. I have used on previous streams, I have used Fable. I wasn't that impressed by it. Fable has a really interesting ability to one-shot some stuff that is just flippin' incredible. But to be honest, that wasn't like something that I needed. You know, it wasn't what I needed. Instead, I wanted to just build stuff. So anyway, let's take a look. So this contrast, I'm going to say let's see if the card headlines still isn't right on light mode. Yeah. So we need to find a way to get more of this city. Maybe some more motion. I don't know. What do you think? Because I want to like, you know what I mean? Like, look at how nice this will look if it was removed. Is that, let me just kill it. There you go. Get out of here. That's kind of interesting. I didn't notice that. Yeah. So this is what things would look like. I mean, that looks so nice. Oh, well. Another day. Now, the other thing that we already have the data to prove is nobody gives a shit about like any of these other buttons. Like nothing. Okay, so this is really good. See an unclaimed place, take the lead, find a place to claim. That's weird. I can't tell if that's working or not. Ugh, whoa. All right, so I legitimately don't know if that's my computer doing that or if that's, ugh. Man, like on desktop, this is just amazing. I love this on desktop, but it is not, we have nobody looking at this on desktop whatsoever, just nobody. So here's our kind of like highlight reel of all the different places. So I think what we need to do, let's see how this, so look at this. So when I get here, yeah, so the parallax, okay, the parallax effect that reveals the Ghibli places is broken on light mode. I hope that it understands what I mean when I say broken. Yeah, we'll have to try that. I have been toying around with the idea of a stream that is just like one-shotting stuff on Fable, because I think it's honestly fun. And I'll do it on my phone. It's so funny. Like I'll jump in a car, I'm at a light, I'll come up with an idea, and I'll jump into VO, switch it to Fable, and then just tell it to like, hey, one shot this, 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 and this. It asks me a ton of questions. I let it chug, and the rest is kind of history. It's a little bit fun. So let's see if we can spruce up this marketing page. There is one thing that I want to do, and this is going to be like this. This will be interesting. I want to see if I can get a big shot of this. And what we're going to do is jump into, okay, head here and tell me how to optimize this for a female. Let me see, 25 to 45 audience. I'm basically telling ChatGPT to be as, what do you call it, chauvinistic as possible. Roll that up. Let's see if it can do it. Yeah, so I love this right here on desktop. But again, we literally 0% of people are on desktop. 0%. So, I mean, that sucks. Looks like my Twitter account is still shadow banned. That's awesome. Hey, it's not shadow banned. It's unshadow banned today. Oh man, that makes me that makes me so happy. It is unshadow banned. Wow. What a day. What a freaking day. That actually is exciting for me. Let's see if we can edit this. All right. Not chat. All right, come on. We're still chugging over here. This dead air. Is the effect working? It says it fixed it, but I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know if that looks that great. Does it? I mean, I guess we can try it. Doesn't it look like kind of old, though? That was another thing. So this is another piece of the page that is just nobody freaking goes to. And going up looks like it's broken. I can't tell. Do you see this right over here? This like unclaimed places near Richmond. By the way, this actually does use geo IP address kind of following, which is awesome. It's actually built into Versal now that you can actually get geolocation lat long from an IP address built in. I used to have to pay for something called geo IP for the longest time. And I mean, it was like 20 bucks a month, whatever. But now it's actually built into Drivel, which is pretty sick. So I'm going to say, I don't really like this. Can you make it a bit more sleek on light mode. All right, let's see what ChatGPT has given us. And we're going to say that all of this is like toxic masculinity, right? So it's like, hey, the site already has the visual distinction for women 25 to 45. Cozy, artistic, local, low pressure, community oriented. Okay, hell yeah. Bigger issue, current page leads with ownership and moderation, while this audience is more likely to respond first to discovery, belonging, recommendations, and make life feel more interesting. Okay, I think that's an interesting point that ChatGPT is making. Shift from claim a place, start talking to your city has a city hidden social side, or find conversations happening around you. I do like I like that. So a couple different wording changes. Cozy, yeah. Lead with emotional payoff. See what others saying about the cafe down the street. Okay, so this is some good info. While we're waiting for that, I want to go and just take a look at getting our page over here to work. Let's see what we got. I'm going to just tear this tab off. I know I have like 15 tabs open right now. So I just want to see what this looks like on mobile. Okay. And so, you can't see it, but I'm scrolling down here. And then as I scroll, it's revealing the effect. Right. Again, nobody goes here to this unclaimed places near Richmond. Not a hit. Not a hit at all. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys saw. This is a totally unrelated goal here. Goal? Unrelated thing? I want to show you something. So I just got this new keyboard. All right. I'm going to show you this keyboard. I got it a couple weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, maybe. So check this out. Ergo. All right. And these feel so nice. I want to let you listen. I just changed out the switches to Gatoron Browns. And what I'm going to do, just for shits and giggles, I wonder if I could do you think I could get a good sound? Or is that crazy? Let's try. This is going to be awesome or terrible. So let's do a quick typing test. All right, so I hope, there we go. I hope that was not too loud for anybody. I hope that was just like your ASMR moment of the day. Feels pretty good, man. The Gatoron Brown switches on this are A-okay. So here's our light mode. You know what? I'm going to take a look at this on my device here, because I am not convinced that this is really going to be that great. And so what we do is we do hero equals light. So just in case you're following along, here is what dark mode looks like on the marketing page. Here's what light mode looks like. Okay. Again, I know I mentioned this on stream before. Longtime Mac user, you guys probably already know this. If you copy something on your Mac and you have an iPhone, you can literally just hit paste and it just auto magically pastes it. I feel like, maybe people already knew that, but for me, I was blown away when that happened. I'm like, holy crap. Like literally, like it just pasted on my phone. All right. So I'm not sure if you can see. So this is what we're looking like on mobile. It's not bad. Right? So this is how we're feeling. You know what? I have to say this looks a heck of a lot better. Yeah, this looks a heck of a lot better on mobile than I thought it was going to. Okay. So I think that we could put this into production. So what you guys are going to watch is me correct a couple of UX issues and launch this puppy. I'm a little bit worried that this text does not have enough contrast. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so here's what it looks like on dark. Here's what dark looks like, okay? Like really readable text. So I'm going to see if I can do something about that. The supporting text needs a slight gradient behind it so it's readable. Supporting text. That's, let me tell it which text that is. Cool. All right. We out here. And then, so we'll clean this up. Like, obviously this looks kind of shitty. So we got to make this transparent. So we'll just say the card that you load the ship grid wait list into should be transparent. By the way, if you guys aren't using shipgrid.io, you should. It's awesome and it's free. And if you go to shipgrid.io, it is like the ultimate thing for a solopreneur to use to capture feedback, prioritize feedback, ship products, and post to X when you're done. And it doesn't get in the way. It allows you to use GitHub. I like to say that it's dumber than Jira, but it's smarter than Trello, and it gives you that issue tracking system that you need. Like, look at this. This is what the widget looks like. You host it right on your website. I don't know, man. I'm a nerd, and I just have been looking for something like this that helps me manage that whole cycle of like building something, shipping it, and just freaking telling people, because I would just build stuff quiet. All right. It says added a subtle warm gradient to it. Dude, I don't know. I can't see a single gradient, but I'll take your word for it. And so while we're doing this, we're going to create an experiment on PostHog. And in that experiment, we will alternate between dark mode and light mode. And so I got to remember what that variable is called. What is the variable for dark mode and light mode? I want to use a PostHog versal flag to control it. Move the ship grid container. Okay, so this is looking better. See how it works is entirely whatever. This looks okay. You guys see this big like sticky button down here? Guess what? Nobody freaking clicked it. Can't even believe it. Nobody clicks it. Whatever. Also this, nobody clicks it. All right. So let's go ahead and spin up this experiment. Spin up this experiment. And then, so we'll have our dark mode and our light mode. Let me tell you, I want to go and I'm going to show you something, but to do it, I got to hide some information first. Keep our users a little bit safe here. I have to remove some columns. Where's our email column? I'll remove the person column. Okay, I know you can't see what I'm doing, but get rid of it, save. Okay. So I'm in ShipGrid now. I'm sorry, I'm not in ShipGrid. What am I talking about? This is PostHog. And so in PostHog, here are all of my signed up users. This is everybody who signed up, and it also captures what they answered on the survey. And this is very, very, very important because, like I said, the only thing that matters is marketing. Like, building it is fucking cheap now. Anybody can build anything. You guys could literally watch me and build something that's better than what I have while I'm building it. That's how fucked it is right now, but it's awesome. Anyway, what I wanted to do is I wanted to capture in PostHog for every person. I wanted to capture what they thought the place was, like we talked about before, and if they were interested in becoming a moderator. And then I also wanted to capture if they thought the art style was interesting. I know that sounds like a weird thing, but the Ghibli style view is one of the differentiators. And so if you take a look at this column, these are all of the people who answered. So this is the art list style. We're asking them, is it interesting? Extremely, slightly, not at all, somewhat, very, 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 very slightly, not at all. I would say this skews positive, right? Skews positive. And then if I look at moderator interest, these are people who are interested in being a moderator of a place they control. Extremely, somewhat, slightly, somewhat, very, slightly, somewhat, but not a single person said no. That's pretty neat. So those two things are going to be our, differentiation that we're going to kind of package up. All right. So PostHog feature flag key is light hero, so true and false. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to do this, is we're going to go in and we're going to create another experiment. And so we're going to say new experiment, dark or light mode converts most. I think that, so in PostHog, you basically create a hypothesis, And then the idea is you just run traffic against it. I'll show you how that works. So we're going to say hypothesis, I think, hold on, it already exists. I guess it doesn't. I think that our demographic is more likely to respond to a light mode. Now, I will argue against myself a little bit. If we look at, let's look at our Facebook ads. If we look at our Facebook ads, they are kind of already dark mode. You might not believe me, but look at this. So I wanted to go here. You can see it right here. Here's our Facebook ads that we're running right now. Look at this. Tell me that doesn't look like evening coziness or whatever. That's our little mascot, by the way. It's like a fluffy, glowing ghost. And I have no idea why, but it is what it is. Can't take it back. All right, so let's go back into our experiment. I think that our demographic is more likely, so we'll say demographic, female, 25 to 45 is more likely to respond to a light mode aesthetic. Okay, light hero. Okay, rollout percentage. So we're going to roll out traffic half and half. Variant key, literally true and false. Persist flag, nope. Include people when feature flag is called. Exclude primary metric. Okay, really quick. For those of you who may or may not have used this previously, in PostHog, you define a metric that is going to measure the thing that you are trying to modify. So it's kind of like your metric would be how fast the car is going and the experiment is hitting the accelerator. Okay, so we have a metric. We have a funnel already, and I think we can use that marketing page registration. So what this is going to do is it's going to look at how many people have registered and use that as a barometer for if the experiment is working or not. And we say we want to increase, yeah, save as draft. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and tell I've built the feature flag in PostHog, and it gave me this snippet to control the light mode CPLO and make sure our code will work with it, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to switch between dark mode and light mode. 50% of our traffic is going to get light mode. 50% of our traffic is going to get dark mode. And then we're going to measure who converts the most. And for us, a conversion is somebody joining the wait list right now. Eventually, we'll give people access to the app, but we're going to actually give access to people who are moderators first. And then we're going to allow them to start sharing. And then once we've done that, sorry, keep hitting the mic. Once we've done that, then we're going to go ahead and give people access to the rest of it. So updated the code to match PostHog snippet exactly. The false variant now activates. Still works for testing. Okay. So what that means is I should be able to open this. And I guess the default is dark. Maybe. Okay. So I want to integrate this. So we're going to say light mode hero equals, just say true. And then so that should switch this into light mode. And if it doesn't, then we know we have an issue. Okay. I personally prefer dark mode, but I have shown it to some folks of the fairer sex, and they looked at it, and immediately when they saw light mode, they were like, oh, that looks so much better. So that means one of two things. Either A, we understand our demographic, or B, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And it's probably the second one. Okay, integrated console-based PostHog testing. Okay, so I did that, and it did not show up as light mode, which leads me to believe the switch isn't working. Occur. Let's see. So let's take a look at, if we can get dark mode and light mode working, I am going to call this a win. We're spending about $80 a day in testing, which might, I mean, to some might sound like a lot of money to just test something. But my goal is to really just get the maximum amount of data as fast as possible. So the more I'm paying on ads, the more data I'm going to get, as long as I've instrumented my site correctly. If I have not instrumented my site, then I'm just throwing money in a pit. All right, let's see if this alters our feature flag like we're hoping that it does. And if you guys are wondering why you should trust me or why you should watch me, you shouldn't, but I have kind of taken a big step back from the corporate software development world and decided that I'm just going to literally vibe code my way out of my job. And I've already done that. Together, my apps and services make in the mid 40K monthly. And that, honestly, saying that out loud is, I'm going to be totally honest, it seems otherworldly to imagine that I'm making more money than I ever have in corporate America. And I did it with literally $20 worth of subscriptions. And, you know, obviously I pay a lot more than that now, but you kind of get my point. So truly thankful. And if I can teach just a couple developers, if I can help them get out of their 9 to 5 before they get laid off, before AI takes their job, I'm going to say that that's a freaking win. If you're new, if you're just starting out, if you haven't done any software development, you honestly are not that far behind at all. Yeah, if you're a software developer, you have a little bit of a edge right now, but I'm going to tell you, if you just have a set of good ideas, what I would tell you is just launch, launch, launch. That's all that it matters. All right, fix the switch priority issue, override now, updates, page event. Okay. Yep. So let's see if we can get, I don't know why our light mode and dark mode's not working. That's a little bit annoying. So we'll figure that out. And then as soon as we do, we'll launch this. Oh shit, you know what? I might not have launched the feature flag yet. That might have been an issue. I want to see if we can find a way. So it's still not doing it, man. Let's try again. Hey, there's our light mode. There's my guy. Okay. Okay, let's remove the override now. And so that should allow us to get the real thing. And by real thing, I mean, I don't know what I mean. This is looking good. So your place, your conversation. I'm actually going to modify this because ChatGPT came up with some really good ideas. Find the conversations happening around you. So your city has a hidden social side. I like that. Replace your place, your conversation with your city has a, I like this. Let's try that. All right, so I think we can PR this and get this out there. I do want to make like 100% sure that this is happening like correctly. Let's see what this looks like. Here's dark. Okay. So it's good that it's dark because I got light over here. So that means that it's seen them as two different sessions, two different devices. Let's see if I get It's not showing me any exposures yet. Let's refresh. There's my exposure. Okay. Okay. I think we're looking good. Updated hero. Find the conversations happening around you. Okay. That's a little bit too big, isn't it? Let's try. Explore places near me. Okay. Let's try this. I don't love this and become the moderator thing. I don't love that, but I want to keep it right now just to keep our data straight. Let's see. Again, this doesn't work at all. That's okay. So let's PR this. And we're going to get this puppy launched. And then while we're here, we're going to get a ship grid to look at another feature of ship grid that's pretty neat, which is our waitlist feature inside of ShipGrid. So again, remember I told you ShipGrid is totally free. If you're a solopreneur, if you have vibe-coded apps, entirely free. You can manage all of it. You can manage as many apps as you want to, and you get a free waitlist out of it. Isn't that neat? You're probably thinking to yourself, why would I get a waitlist? I can build my own. Well, the answer is this allows you to also track if people ever sign up. So here's all of our emails. We're going to hide those for right now. And we can see that every day, so we've increased by 12 and then by 12 again. That's kind of crazy. That's been very repeatable. Awesome. So this is where all of our signups are going. Nice. And then now we've got ourselves an experiment that we're going to run. And we should be off to the freaking races, man. Let's refresh this. Okay. This is definitely working. And then what we're going to do is we're going to merge this, deploy it. And then once we're deployed, we're going to be out there. Again, if you want to take a look yourself, go to drivel.app. That's drivel.app. You can sign up right there. If you're signing up during stream, we're giving everybody beta access just right there. You don't have to wait as long as you do it during stream. And everybody else is kind of on a wait list if you're going through our Facebook ads. So excited to see what folks make out of it and really excited for any feedback you guys want to drop with what we're doing. I will give a quick tour of what Drivel proper looks like. So let's take a look at what Drivel looks like once you get inside. Okay, let me close a couple screens here. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to close that screen. We're going to close that screen. We're going to close this screen. Okay. God, so much shit open. All right, let me kill this, kill stuff. Okay. All right, so if you guys are looking at what I've got here, this is Drivel. This is the actual web app itself. I know it looks a little bit messy right now. That's actually because of the fact that there's just a bunch of test data in here. So I'm going to go into dark mode because that's my favorite. And what you might realize is right off the bat, it looks like something you probably recognize, maybe kind of just a little bit. It does look a lot like Reddit. And to say that Reddit didn't inspire us significantly would be an understatement. And also when I say us, I'm not referring to myself in the third person. I actually mean myself and AI, which might be worse. Anyway, so guiding you through this, what is it? This is a way where every single place that you interact with can have its own community around it. And so as an example, this is what my feed looks like right now. This is what I see if I open up the mobile app as well. Just to test it, you guys can see the mobile app is pretty damn sexy. All right, everything works perfect on mobile. So this is my feed. And on my feed, God, I can't do this. This is so tough. On my feed, I'm going to see images and posts of anything that's around me. So I can see that this particular place, this is Topgolf. It's a driving range that's near me. This is a high school that happens to be near me. And all of these are posts in the same way that Reddit has posts, okay? And so I can go into any one of these and by clicking in it, and I also have like a little stories type of view up there. So I can click in and this is going to show me this school. That's just a terrifying thing. Let's look at this. This is a school that's near me. One of the major differentiating features that I want everybody to kind of see, because this, to me, this is huge. I think this is awesome, is that every image that you take, we turn it into Art Ghibli style as long as it's the place image, meaning it's the image that's like the cover of the place. And then in this case, this high school, now you have all of the conversation around this high school. So all of these posts get collected here, and each one of these posts has threaded comments a la Reddit. All of this works. It's totally functional. It's pretty nice, actually. Upvote, downvote, threaded comments, the works. It is chef's kiss. It works quite well. One of the big differentiation too is, like I said before, you guys can claim any place you want to. There's no limit. Just jump into the app, click claim. I'm going to show you the mobile flow because the mobile flow looks way better. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get a picture of like something. So let's just see. Picture of car wash. And I'm going to show you what a car wash might look like. So let's pretend you're standing outside of, I don't know, let's say this car wash, okay? You got your normal everyday looking car wash, don't you? So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Drivel. And the very first thing when you claim a place is we want you, actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. Sorry, I know I'm bouncing around, but this is really important. Get out of here, Google. Fuck. Killing me, Smalls. Okay, let's try that again. So let's take a picture of this car wash. The reason why I'm doing this is because I can't show it on my phone. Otherwise, I would. So we're going to just save the picture of the car wash over here. Okay. So we're outside this car wash, and everything starts with a photo. So you're going to say tap to add a photo. Realistically, you would just be pointing your photo up like this. And so since I'm on my computer, I'll just say use current location. So it's going to look at all the locations near me and find out if there's anything that hasn't been claimed yet. So I'm going to just say the HOA building. Okay. Choose that, say next. What you're going to notice, check this out. This is the core differentiator. This is my favorite part of the whole thing, is it's going to now show you how it's created the Art Ghibli style of this place. Look at this place. Look at how it started out, just your run-of-the-mill car wash, and now we have this beautiful, picturesque, almost like storybook feel, and then we're going to create it. So once we create it, now, since I'm the guy who claimed it, that's my car wash, and I know we'll have to edit it to call it the car wash. We'll just say the car wash. And so now the neat thing is I'm the freaking moderator. Anything that happens in the car wash is now mine. So you come in here, you want to post something, you got to go to me, buddy. So that's kind of how things look right now. And if we want to add, like, let's just say we want to start discussing the car wash. Like, hey, somebody left a dead raccoon in the bay. Whose is it, right? Totally normal stuff that people will post. So what we're going to do is we're going to add that, and we're going to add a picture. Okay. So again, kind of very similar to Reddit. Now the car wash has some imagery. It's got a post in here, and then you'll see this as one of the main things when you're close. So this is the end goal. This is where we're going. Right now, we're focusing mainly on the marketing page just because I already built this portion out, but really excited to see what folks have. And again, if you go to drivel.app, you can sign up. And if you sign up on stream, we let everybody who signs up on stream just immediately have an account. The only ask is you guys give us really good feedback. Okay. It's not going to be perfect yet, but it'll be great eventually. So it really requires everybody to just kind of let us know what's kind of broken. So that is what I have got for you tonight. I think we covered a lot of ground so far. To kind of recap what I think we covered, we have, what do we have? Well, we introduced our kind of like Ghibli look, right? We went over what the app looks like. We saw the mobile interface. We saw the claiming interface, all that type of stuff. So I think we got some good stuff. I think we made some good progress. Tomorrow is the big day, because tomorrow we're going to look at this experiment that we created. We're going to look at this experiment we created, and we're going to look at who likes the light mode and who likes the dark mode. Okay, that's what we're going to have to find out. White meat or dark meat? What do you guys think? So in any case, appreciate everybody. We had a lot more viewers than we normally have tonight. I don't know what that's a symptom of, but anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by. Hopefully it was at least a little bit fun. Thanks again. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I stream every day at around 8.